Welcome back to the channel, to the pod. We're gonna talk about Deandre Ayton today. Um, Last time we was on, obviously we was talking about the Bill trade. Bill's on the team now. Got us a nice, little big three. Um, Now the reports coming out that we're probably gonna keep Da. There's a whole bunch of people on Suns Twitter, that believe their sources are right and saying we are, and they're so insistent. They're so what is the word I want to use because I want to be respectful. No, but it's just people, they're so like, it's like they're angry that people are believing the fact that maybe we're not getting what y'all think we can get for Aiden. Maybe the packages we're looking at just don't make us better, don't raise our ceiling. So I don't know why people are so, upset about it. I feel like some people now are trying to just flex that they know some stuff and try to, everybody just wants to, have insiders these days. But from what I've heard too, though, like he most likely staying, bro. Like for him to go, it's gonna have to take some package that just, really like moves us. And I just really don't think there's a team that's gonna do that, especially because of his contract. So people just need to let it go. If he gets traded, he gets traded. Hopefully the package is something that does raise our ceiling. I just don't see it. I know people are gonna say, "Oh, you just don't want to trade him." I really don't care, like at all. I've been saying to the playoffs, that I don't care. If you ask me, I would rather keep him because, like I said, that's just me believing like whatever y'all think we're gonna get, like we're not going to. Whatever packages y'all put together and y'all think that'll make our ceiling higher, it won't. Is in my opinion, but that's just me. But I just I will say I want to say too, like I'm not. It's not like I disagree with people's like. I would say most people. I don't just necessarily disagree with people's like frustration with them. Obviously, there should be some frustration. You guys know my take on it about him and the Chris Paul and the Monty stuff that all was coming out or whatever. Obviously, the relationships wasn't good, and I've been saying it was obvious for a minute now, and just the stuff I was hearing for years. And people don't believe me. And people thought I was just trying to be a hater or put it on one person or whatever, but clearly just wasn't cool, and it didn't make any of them look good. Like two of them are gone now, and then one of them, like he's actually in like trade talks and stuff. He's gonna end up probably surviving, but obviously didn't make any of them look good. So clearly, I wasn't just saying stuff just to say it. I wasn't saying stuff just for agendas, just because I rock with Da. Like I said, he's him. Kevon Looney, Bam Adebayo. Those are like my favorite bigs in the league. So I get why people think I'm, like I said, I'm agenda pushing, but it ain't got nothing to do with that, like whatsoever. If I was agenda pushing, I would want to keep him at all costs, and I don't. So I've tweeted a couple times that I'd be happy for him to go somewhere where he's just, they just feeding him the ball. He's getting a whole bunch of touches because I know he would sleepwalk to 20 and 10, 20 and 12, honestly. Well, the talent is there, dude. He literally can look at him. But my thing is, like I said, bro, our ceiling is higher if we just keep him. A lot of people I think are disagreeing, but I think a lot of the people that are disagreeing, it's their emotion because they don't like him. They don't like the way he plays. They don't like his motor. They feel like they feel like he quit. And I'm not mad at none of that. But me, when I'm talking basketball, I try to take out the emotion, and I feel like a lot of the fans don't like. I think when we having these debates and these these arguments, I guess you would say, about Di, it's always just feels like it's a lot of emotion in it and a lot of hatred, and it's not that serious to me. Like it's really not. It's not that serious to me. So um I feel like the way we're constructed right now, we still have a chance to sign guys, be able to afford guys where we could win a championship. Like for me, I've said on Twitter the other day, I'm bringing back Campaign. I'm bringing back Tory. I'm bringing back Jock. Those are three I for sure would bring back because all three of them can play. All three of them are good bench players, and they help the depth that everybody want to keep talking about. That's three players right there that can play, that can legit play, and they will play better under Vogel. That's three right there. And some people keep making the jokes like our bench is just gonna be terrible. Like those three are not terrible players. Those are good bench players that can contribute. Those are players. Two of them were on the bench when we went to the finals, and nobody was talking about nobody was talking about our depth then. And those are two key dudes that was playing, Tory and Campaign. But people was just like throwing them out the window, like, you know, they just trash now all of a sudden. But like I said, nobody was talking about our depth when we went to the finals with them. Nobody was talking about our depth last year when they was on that team last year, both of them. Then we added Jock. Jock, to me, is the best backup center we've had in a minute. He's still young. He's still going to get better. That's three right there. And then you can still go get guys. So, again, like I've been saying about the depth thing, I think people obviously are still, you know, overdoing that. Making it like, you know, we're just, like we just gonna have completely just scrubs out there. And I don't believe that. I truly believe that this is going to be a good team if we keep DeAndre, and if we don't keep DeAndre, I think we still going to be good enough. And my boy hitting the three. And like I said, I'm real about everything, dude. I'm not going to deny, dude, that I root for him, and I hope that he balls out here and he, you know, stays and he wins a chip here, especially everything he's gone through, the criticism and the slandering of his name, even when he was playing good. Like his best year obviously was the best stretch of his career was the 2021 finals. And even then, it didn't even feel like he was getting that, you know, the respect he deserved. You know, people was giving this props, even though some of his haters would have called, but it wasn't as celebrated as it was if it was other players. And bro, he's gonna be good, bro. I think Vogel gonna really, you know, have him right. And then he's gonna be like, we thought he was gonna, you know, be so open with like Chris, but like I was even explaining to people that Chris, like Chris is not the same offensive player, buddy. Like Chris is not really drawing attention from the defense like that, bro. Like he's not. You guys can see how they guard him in the playoffs and all. Like it's not the same. What's it called? But now they're gonna have to. They can't just do what they was trying to do against Book and KD, what they couldn't even really do in the first place. Now they really can't, because Bill obviously is a huge upgrade over Chris Paul. And like I said, we're going to have better players on the bench too. That's going to be upgraded. Like I said, Cam, I think, is going to play great next year. I think Torrey Craig going to play great under somebody like Vogel. I think Jock is. I think Vogel obviously is really good with his centers and obviously really good with his defensive schemes. So, like I said, I agree with the Suns. Like the reports coming out, they want to keep him. I agree with that because they should. Because, like I said, that's just me believing like whatever package they do get for him, dude, it's just not gonna make any sense. The new CBA rules, like teams not just about to give us, you know, the type of players we need to raise our ceiling in a package like that and take on his money. They're just not. That's a great pass, by the way, Cam. Great pass. But yeah, it is kind of crazy how, you know, different the team is. But I figured this team was gonna be a lot different soon. But it'll really be crazy because the Twins are already gone. Obviously, it'll really be crazy if DA end up going, because, you know, all three of them is, you know, was a big part of his core with Book. So it'd just be crazy, you know, if they, you know, if he do end up getting traded. Like I said, it's still a chance. You can never say never. I just highly doubt it, and I just feel like I said, we should just keep the dude. The last thing I'm gonna say, because I just want to say to people on Twitter that are doing the sources war. I keep tweeting like I feel like people are having a sources war. Y'all funny. It's entertaining. Me personally, I think it's a lot of people on there trolling, acting like they got sources, trying to be funny and all that. I tweeted that the other day, and I feel like some people was like, if I'm not talking about you, then, you know, don't worry about it. If I'm not talking about Flex is cool, and that's really the only one, you know, that's really, you know, that just does like the Suns thing. that I do believe has actual sources. All them other people, I don't even know them. Like, people was bringing up other names, I don't know them. I don't mean they don't got sources, but I don't know them. So don't bring them up to me. I'm just talking about the people trolling and all that. So, like, I could easily do the sources thing and do the whole, oh, I know this, I know that. Because sometimes, obviously, I do know stuff. I don't care, bro, about none of that. Like, try to get the followers or, like, the clout or whatever to say, I knew something, because I really don't, like, care for that, bro. I just want to talk basketball most of the time. Agenda free, none of that weird stuff. That's why I feel like that's why I bump heads with the DA, with the trade DA people, because I think a lot of them, not all, because there's good points. I understand why you want to move them. I get it. But I think some is just doing it straight out of, their agenda pushing. They don't like how he plays. They don't like his game, and that's fine. And that's another thing, too. I don't care if you dislike a player or not. You don't have to like a player. That's why I'm arguing anyways, that you dislike a player. I just feel like when people do dislike a player, I think certain stuff they'll start just lying about that just doesn't make sense. And I feel like them not liking the player, it's like blurring their basketball vision. Like, there's just packages out there and people are like, oh, this will make us better. And I'm just looking at, like, what is wrong with you? It could be a player that does play harder, more consistent, plays harder, more consistently than Deandre Ayton. That'll make our ceiling higher. Playing hard enough, that's not enough. It's guys in the league that play hard, but they don't have the same talent as other guys. It don't really matter. It matters because when those players that are talented are playing hard, that's where our ceiling goes up. AKA 2021, when Ayton's talent met, with him playing as hard as he was playing. And he ended up going on that run he had and having historical nights and had a historical game in the NBA Finals at his young age. So, me personally, let me ask y'all something. It's gonna be my question before I end this episode. If you're a GM and you're trying to win, well, I'll just say if you're just a GM, because I know some GMs ain't trying to win, bro. I don't know what they're trying to do. They might just be trying to make some money, put together a team that that's box office. But would you rather have the guy that comes to play when it's time to play, majority of the time, with his talent, and he's the more talented guy? Or would you have the guy, that just does the dirty work, he's less talented, not as good as a shooter, maybe a slightly better defender, because like I say, he's a gritty, hungry guy. Would you rather have that guy or the talented guy? Me, like I said, I'm going with the talented guy because I feel like you can, because people say, I agree. Some guys, it might be a mental thing when you're talking about, playing hard all the time, or, like people like saying, like having that dog in them. That can be a mental thing. But I feel like it is easier to motivate a guy to play hard and give him a reason to play hard. And he has a real, he has something he's playing for. It's making him play hard out there, and that's obviously going to raise your ceiling. I think it's easier to do that than have a guy that just doesn't have the talent, because you can't teach the talent. No matter how hard you try, how hard you train, some guys just don't have the same talent as other guys. So I feel like one thing is easier to gain than the other. It's harder to gain talent. You can't really, you can get better. Obviously, you've seen guys get better over the course, their careers or whatever. They be in the lab, they work and whatever. But some guys, it don't matter how hard they work. There's guys in the league, obviously, that worked hard and they still can't shoot. They've never been able to shoot. I don't mean they ain't trying. They just don't have. That's just not one of their talents. You can't teach that. But like I said, I feel like you can teach a guy or motivate a guy, show a guy, like, this is what we're going to get out of this, this is what you're going to get out of this. And I'll make them go out there and play hard and, buy into their role. So that's how I see that. And I feel like that'll happen with Deandre Ayton. And I'm not asking people to be like me and believe that'll happen. He got to show people. Like I tweeted, part of this is his fault that people don't believe in him and don't want to keep him. So he got to lock in and, show people. And maybe that's not his motivation. Maybe he don't care what people feel like. Maybe he's gonna just do it for him, which he should. Just lock in, because that's gonna. Let's say his motivation is money. That's gonna get you more money. So I'm gonna leave it there. I don't want this to go any longer. I'm trying to keep these videos, a little shorter, not as long. Y'all let me know if I should make them longer or shorter videos, but I like them around, the 15, 16 area. But I'm gonna leave it there. I'm obviously in the boat of keep NDA. And make sure you guys listen to my reason on why. I said it all this video. I just don't think the packages we can get for him is going to raise our ceiling and win the championship. So why? Just trade a guy. Just trade a guy to lower our ceiling. I don't think just getting guys that just going to play hard is. I don't think that's just enough to help us win the championship. I don't think that make our ceiling higher. It all depends. I'm always going to be the guy like, dude, give me the talent. And then give me the coach that can bring the best out of that talent and bring the effort and energy and all that. So that's my take on it. And I'm going to leave it there.